Alright, welcome back to Code Veronica. In this video, we'll be taking care of quite a few puzzles, quite a few things. We're going to be getting a lot out of the way in this video here. This is going to be pretty much the last, normal video before the shit hits the fan, if you will. So yeah, I was talking about before with Claire how I really like this area, and I talked about how it's probably because most people probably have a fear of, isolation, and that's pretty much what this is. You're on your own in a base in the middle of the Antarctic, which is not, the greatest scenario for you to be in. Also, if you look underneath the ice, you'll see a giant spider. Just remember that that's there. Yeah, I mean, Chris, Wesker kind of told you that. There's no avoiding that. There is absolutely no avoiding that at all. You cannot avoid getting hit by that laser because the cutscene kind of dicks you. Thankfully, it's only a hunter and not a sweeper. If it was a sweeper, I'd be worried. Ow. Yeah, that's what you get. I do believe this is a new area for Chris. I don't think Claire's been down here. Yeah, I'm fairly certain Claire was never down here. So what we need is up here. This is our goal right now, is to get into that pool there. So, as this is this game, we have to find our way into there, and hey, remember all those times I told you to make sure you have that empty fire extinguisher? Here's the payoff. So, this is a fire extinguisher fuel thing. It fills up the fire extinguisher with fire extinguishant. And, yeah, the payoff isn't that you get to fill it up, and then you get the satisfaction of having a full fire extinguisher. It is... in this room, there's a fire. And I said, Lord Jesus, there's a fire. So we want to use the fire extinguisher if we can get close to it. And what's the reward for keeping this? Yep, a magnum. And you remember there was another long-term puzzle that happened over here, where Claire set up a device that could blow this up. If only we had a light. Thankfully, Chris Redfield has a light. And what is our reward for this? Must be something good. It has to be better than a Magnum. Oh. It's just some handgun bullets. But you know what? That's alright. I have no problem with it being 3 things of handgun bullets because I was actually kind of running out. But yeah, as far as rewards for puzzles go, that could have been much better. But yeah, the Magnum is going to be something that I'm saving for quite a while down the road. I never really use it past any one specific part. Or not past the part, I don't use it up until one specific part. And yeah, Wesker's laser things are in this area too. These are very easy to dodge. At least I think so. I love that. I love it. As soon as you get going, there's just another loading screen. It's like this fucking game, man. There should be a bunch of zombies in that room, but we don't have to deal with them yet. I recently went back and played the Dark Side Chronicles, which has a bit of a retelling of this story. And there's some things that did better, and there's some things that did worse. Like, they kind of butchered a lot of the story. Like, when Alexia gets out of the cryostasis, she kills Alfred, which I'm not a fan of. I like that it was more of like a brotherly sister thing, where she held him in her arms. Obviously, Roger Craig Smith did the voice of Chris, so that was immediately better than this guy, because he's not very good. Steve was voiced by Sam Riegel, or Sam Riegel, or I forget how you pronounce his name. But he's a great voice actor, and he actually made Steve somewhat likable, because his voice wasn't grating. He's still a whiny bitch of a character, but he was at least a little bit more likable. So yeah, that's some things. Wesker was barely in it. He showed up at the end to kind of be like, "Well, Chris, look at here, I was in the game the whole time." And that was about it. So yeah, Dark Side Chronicles, and it definitely looked better, but the gameplay wasn't as good, because it was like, you know, it's a railgun game. I'm not a big fan of those. And yeah, there should be a ton of zombies over here, so shotgun is your best bet. Is there any more? I know there's more down this corridor, and there's also 2 herbs over here, which you cannot see except from one specific camera angle. I have to kill fast, and guns too slow. Oh, beautiful. Shut out their knees. But yeah, you can see that there's an herb there. What you can't see is there's actually a second one there as well. So again, this area gives you tons of herbs and bullets. I think maybe once you take the first herb, you can maybe see the other herb in the camera angle, but don't take my word for that. I don't know, can you see it there? I couldn't see it. Wait a minute, this room looks a little bit familiar. I'm sure it's just my imagination. If you want to get that map that's in that statue, which I don't need, what you do is you push it onto that cracked floor over by that table over there, and then it'll fall through the floor, and then you can grab it because of this game. This also looks familiar. Interesting. So if you take the eye out, it'll flip to a different direction, and it'll give you a different item. If you get this one, you get magnum bullets. Which is obviously very useful. And then you're going to want to put the eye back in so you can take the other one and get a key item that you actually need. Takes way too long. And yes, I would imagine the pun would be Eye of the Tiger. Is that another doorknob? I was really hoping Wesker continued the trend of him taking off doorknobs and fucking with people. So this is the area that we kind of want to be in right now. This is actually an elevator. It may not look like it, but it's an elevator. So this area is vaguely annoying. So this room is covered with little ant guys. They're very annoying. They do little to no damage, but eventually, you know, if you get hit by them enough, it does stack up, which is very obnoxious. Because you can't just stand there and start shooting at them and hope that you clear the area out, because they're just going to keep coming. It's very minimal damage. They're actually somewhat similar to the leeches in Resident Evil 0, where you could just step on them and kind of not have to deal with them, but they'll kind of do a little bit damage to you. And there's not really much you can do. So here we have a puzzle here. This is like a math-based puzzle. Just do what I do and you'll be A-okay. You're supposed to, like, kind of flip it by 2 in the inventory screen, the paperweight, but just do what I'm doing. This is the solution. This is one of those things where you figure it out once and then you always remember it. You know, I feel sorry for Alfred. I don't think he really got the full potential of what he could have been as a villain. Because I like Alfred. His voice is very annoying at times. It's only when he's laughing, but I think Alfred is a very good villain. And he can be very menacing if he wants to be. Something about Chris that annoys me in this game is in the in-game cutscenes, his hair looks fine. His hair looks normal. But eventually when we see Chris in an FMV, his hair be ugly. Like, I don't know what it is about the FMV, but he just gets this spiky hair, and he just looks like an idiot. And that's Alexia talking about her plans. I think there's only, like, 1 more file left in the game. 1 or 2 more files. I think it's 2, because the next room we're going in also has a file, so never mind. I think it's, like, 2. And in the beginning of each of these rooms, they give you an herb, so that's very useful for the little ant dudes. Oh, can't use that. That's nice. I like when in the other Resident Evil games, they give you the option to use it in the menu. It's like, hey, you can't pick this up, but do you want to use it? Yeah, you wanna combine the wheel and the thing. I always forget to do that until like right around here. How on earth did I let that happen? I had a shotgun out. Yeah, this is the point in the game where I kind of switched to make the shotgun pretty much my main weapon of the game. Which I feel usually happens at the end of, like, every single Resident Evil game, at least the classic games. That guy's gonna come alive once you finish this room, but it's not a big deal because he's just always gonna be on the ground and it never has to be a problem. Damn, I'm slipping with these zombies, man. So there's nothing really to do in here. I don't think we really grab any important items. But you can go in here, and there's some ammo over here. Yeah, they're really buttering us up with the handgun ammo, even though I'm going to be ditching the handgun pretty soon. Yeah, don't bother with that guy. You don't need to do anything with that guy. There's a note over here. As you can tell, insects are a very important part of this game, as is incest. Very odd. Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe that was the joke, that there's insects and incest. Or maybe at one point someone accidentally wrote the word incest into the game instead of insects. Like in the video, maybe it was supposed to be just the Ashford kids play with insects. But accidentally the guy writing the game went, the Ashford twins play with incest. And that's why they're all creepy like that in that video. Maybe it was just a mistake. Maybe that guy got fired directly after this game came out. Maybe I just blew this thing wide open. very annoying. I hate those little ant guys. Some of the most annoying enemies in the game. And it's only because you literally pretty much can't do anything about them. Damn, there's something about this room just looks very familiar. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy. So I'm probably going to put the magnum bullets away because I don't need them because I don't have the magnum with me. So we'll store that and a few other things just to free up some inventory because God knows Chris needs it. He's got a lot of annoying things he has to pick up throughout this section of the game. And we don't need to go that way yet, so we're going to go this way. That's kind of where we're going to want to end up, but it is not where we need to be yet. So, like I said, these lasers are very easy. Once you figure out their pattern, they become very easy.